the group of high schools who are in our area from which we draw students.
Right, right.
And
again, your community.
Our community. Right. And to invite those GSAs to come to the college for a special tour and information center, followed by a meeting with our GSA, so that those students can have some input into the organization.
Right.
And hopefully make Quinnebaug their choice when they're looking for a college.
And it is a decision. It is one of the factors in making a decision on where you're going to go to college.
Oh, sure.
If you're someone who is a part of the GLBT community, and you're looking for a supportive environment, a supportive school, then that's something you want to know about. It's not. It's maybe not as important as the academics and such, but it's in there with, are the dorms nice? What's the activities like? Or what's the location? It's part of the decision.
Right.
Yes, they have an active GSA at the college. That's great.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it speaks to how open and affirming the people, the staff, and indeed the students at a college are.
Right.
Very cool.
And it's not just, by the way, getting students to choose a college, but to help students to stay in college. There's a survey that's done. I forget whether it's every year or every other year. It's a national community college survey of student engagement. And what it's showing is that students who are engaged not only in their classes but through other activities in the school to which they're connected are likely to stay in school and graduate.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. That's certainly important. One of the things that I wanted to mention that was wonderful, and I didn't know this initially going into this discussion panel, was that this was part of the Women's History Month at your school, which was really fabulous.
We actually have the flyer here. That's what's out front that nobody can read on the screen. And it says that this Women's History event is co-sponsored by the QVCC Humanities Lecture Series, the QVCC Multicultural and Program Planning Committee, discussion moderator Nan Hirst.
Yeah, so I was really thrilled about that. I thought that was really, really nice. And to be included in that really meant something to me. And thank you.
You're welcome. I think we were talking about how important it is when we think of women's history to think about it in its fullness and its diverse richness.
Right.
And you're clearly part of that.
Yeah. And it's I know personally it's been interesting at work, some of the discussions, because basically when I transitioned at work, I should have lost 13% of my pay for doing the same job. And some of the discussions I've had at work now that I wouldn't have been privy to before around women's issues. People are including me in now. It's a great feeling, but it's definitely different.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. We actually have some film from the discussion, about 17 minutes of film, I believe, which we can show, and I think that would probably be a good thing to do. And then when we can come back and talk about it some more.
Sure.
I would ask our viewers to please not call in for the next 17 minutes because you won't get us. But anyway, this part of the show will be taped. This was what we taped at the discussion panel at Quinnebaug Valley Community College. And if you would cue that up, Joe, we would appreciate it.
Good evening. It is my incredible pleasure tonight to welcome to Quinnebaug Valley Community College these three extraordinary women. I would like to introduce Callie Solon. I would also like to introduce Tara Alexander and our own Quinnebaug Valley Community College student, Renee Benoit. Everything begins with a story. Everything is a story. At the beginning of this semester, I kept getting messages from one of my colleagues, John Anderson, who said to me, "You have to meet this student. You absolutely have to meet this student. She has so much to say and so much to bring to us. And so, by the way, I gave her your name and your number and your office number, and she'll be there. And I think by the time I got back to my office, there Renee sat. And she told me a bit of her story. And further, she very courageously suggested that she and a group of people she knew might want to come here and share their stories with us. And so that is how tonight began. I later found out that these three women belong to a group called TALL, Transitioning and Living Life, and further that they are hosts of nlcTrans, which is a MetroCast cable show that is currently on Tuesday evenings, right?
That's right, Tuesday.
For a couple more weeks, but then is itself transitioning.
Yes, we're going to Wednesday.
To Wednesday evenings.
We got bumped of our by Republicans. It wasn't our fault.
It happens. I started watching the show, and as I said when they walked in, I feel like I know you because I've been listening to them interact for so long. And I couldn't wait for tonight to happen. And they're here tonight to do what they do. They're here to educate us. They're here to share their stories and the way that the political and social world impacts them and they it. Each of them has a few things to say to us, and then I will ask some questions and you may as well. And so now I will turn the mic over to...
Start again.
Take it away, Callie.
You open our show, you can open this.
Yes, I do. Good evening. Thanks for coming tonight. Generally, I open the television show, so I get stuck doing this. I am the blabbermouth in the group, so don't be surprised. Anyway, thank you for coming, and please don't mind the camera equipment. Hopefully, we won't get much more than the backs of a few of your heads in this, but anyway, basically, we are a New London area group, support group. We started about a year ago, and that's been really very, very wonderful. There really wasn't much in the way of support groups in this area, so we decided we needed to start one, and we were surprised to find how many of us there are actually in this area that have been kind of coming out of the woodwork. But anyway, so it's been a very rewarding experience, and we're trying to do some outreach, which is what this is all about. We're hoping to get out there and talk to the public a little bit and let everybody know that we're here and what we're about, and that we're not scary monsters, because a lot of people believe that. They think that, they hear the word transsexual and they think that we're some kind of, scary monsters, basically. Yeah, they in general, we've been amazed at how wonderful the public has been, and how supportive most people are, especially, college people obviously are very good to us. They're certainly enlightened, but there are a few out there that are not nice, and so we have our bad experiences, but by and large, it's been very, very good. And so we've put together this group, and we are hoping to be a nonprofit organization in the near future. And we're hoping to do some work for...
Hi, my name's Tara. As Callie said, most of the transsexuals